Jean for Selling Not Shore. Today, Eric's going to show you how he built our pantry. This is what it looks like finished. When we bought the boat, we had a little unit in here that was not in there solidly. We wanted something that would be secure if we were in rough weather. And it also, back here, helps give support to where our microwave is. And it gives us a lot of room for storage.
Hey, don't show them yet. We gotta build it first.
So now he's going to show you how he built it.
I went ahead and started to clean up before I start the next project, which will be building the pantry here. So the pantry is going to go here. So I figure I'll clean it all up, get it ready, and so I can start working on that.
Were you filming the whole time?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that now. Yes. Well, you look all pretty and stuff, so I had to get you on film today. By the way, my wife is super cool, got me a circular saw. Yeah.
It's not going to come out any further than that one.
No, it's still 50. We already agreed on that. We agreed on the 15 last time. So.
We just not going to change it.
Yep. Now the bottom, the actual bottom shelf
It's going to be
removable, so it'll pull out so that I can access that when I need to. And then two more shelves. Shelf here, shelf about there. So.
We're going to have to talk about the placement of the shelf. I think we need 3 more shelves.
Really? Wow. Okay, I hadn't really thought about three, but okay. So yeah, so I guess I have to haul you back here so we can measure and figure out what to do. I mean, it's open to do whatever we want to do. So I can make 5 shelves if we want. It
Make
depends
the
on
little
how much
holes
space you
in the
want.
inside where you can change the shelves.
No. So I'm starting to put together the pantry. I'm starting to cut the board. I cut the one board to make sure that side is flush because I have a little overhang from the countertop. Right now I'm cutting this to fit up here. Just taking little pieces and chunks away at a time. So I want it to be tight. Okay, I need to take just a tad more off, I think. It's real close though. Push it up here. Ah. Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. That's just tight. That's what I want to see. Okay, so we're still working on the pantry here. Where's we? I think there's just me. Actually, I had the Admiral here earlier, kind of scoping out the place, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have to fix it. So I did cut my finger on the jigsaw. Now, of course, you're like, oh my God! I just, hit the blade with when it wasn't on. The jigsaw was not on when I actually cut it, so it's not too bad. Usual bandage and blood for every project I ever work on. Because it reminds me of that time I told my wife I called her up and said, I cut my leg with a chainsaw. Of course, the first thought that comes in her head is like mutilated appendage sitting on the floor. Oh my God! The good news, it wasn't really on when I cut. I was sitting there sharpening the blades, and it dropped on my leg. And hey, the little things were sharp, but luckily it wasn't on. So yay! All right, so back to the pantry. Got it kind of fitted temporarily right now. I got the main board actually locked in there. This is the main board that's attached, so this is really the one that's handling all the weight mostly. And then I've got these kind of just sloppily attached right now. I had to make sure that we had plenty of space to walk through here. So that's, plenty of space to walk through there. So got to figure out the number of shelves we're going to put in here. So I'm waiting for the Admiral to come over and bring in some boxes and stuff so she can kind of do some measuring and determine, where the shelves need to be at. Probably one of the shelves is going to be static, glued in and just totally screwed in. Probably the middle one, I'll give it a couple heights adjustments so I can move around. The next one down below will be screwed in and glued down. And then the very bottom one, which is down here, this very bottom one will actually be able to lift off entirely so that I can come over here and access the water tank. So yeah, so all right, so gotta go to the old Admiral Buzz and see what she's up to. So far that's worked out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. Figure out how we're gonna do shells. So we have various products here for you to.
I want the tall one. The tall plastic thing.
Ah, the tall one.
Okay, so I'm thinking cereal and stuffing one on the top. This is gonna be lighter. You want your lighter stuff at the top. So
Alright, so we got, I'm working on the pantry. I've been trying to, met with the Admiral. We had an official top-level meeting with the Admiral the other night and decided where these particular shelves are going to go. So, so I'm kind of scoping out where they really need to go based on the props. Look, I got a prop. So basically I kind of marked off, I want a ledge and then the shelf. And I need to have a ledge up there to keep stuff from just pushing on the door and falling out the door. So they'll hit the ledge first. So basically what I'm going to have is, this is a smaller piece, but I have a bigger piece. That's for the ledge actually. Sorry, a bigger piece, which is this one here. But generally I want to be able to put it away. So I'm going to have this up here. And I'll have about an inch of clay at the top. So enough to get something this big. This is like the extent of the biggest thing we'll get in there. And you can always go like that. So you put it in. Yeah, it's easier to hear, huh? So you put it in, and then after it goes in, you drop down and sit on the shelf. So I've got an S for shelf, L for ledge, so that if the boat goes, you know, keels like that way, it's going to hit that ledge and it's going to hit the hinge up there, so it's really not going to be able to move or drop open the whole counter now. I mean the whole cabinet face. So that's the general idea. So I'm measuring that, and then I have another smaller, slightly smaller box for the next one that I'm working on. It's the same thing. Goes in here. I got about an inch of clay. Let's do the tallest box and go in this particular one. Drop down into the ledge. Which again, you could always do that if you really wanted to get something really in there. Alright, so I'm just kind of scoping it out right now, measuring and leveling as much as I can. So after I do my leveling, I'll do some measuring to see where I'm at on it too. Because I mean, the boat's pretty generally level right now, so you know, we're pretty lucky with using the level, which normally you can't use on a boat because it tips somewhere or the other. But she's sitting pretty flat right now. Alright. So I'll mark this with an S. That tells me that's going to be the shelf. And then over here, I'm going to mark that with an L. That'll tell me that it's the ledge. I don't have to be super accurate right now. I'm just kind of getting the general idea so I can mark it and remember what the heck I did. Using, probably didn't mention this, I'm using poplar wood instead of oak. Poplar is pretty dense wood, so it won't soak up moisture paint as much as like oak or some of the other woods that have lots of porousness to them. Okay, again, that's my shelf, that's my ledge. And the shelf will be right underneath it. The shelf's going to support the ledge. So, shelf. Good thing about writing a pencil, screw this all up. I can just erase it and start with it. Okay. So the real next trick is down here. which is obviously the water tank that I have here. So I've given myself enough room, hopefully, from the shelf will be here, and then down all the way to the floor here, I've got openings so that I can basically get underneath this. So I can crawl under here and access this for any reason if I need to. Clean it out and such like that. So, and the shelf that I'll have here is going to be a basically tilt up, pull out, so I have full access to this and can get into it. I also have, probably wonder why I have a crowbar in here. Right now that's acting as a spacer because this is a platform, a piece that comes out. So I want to make sure that I can still pop that out. I may have to trim it a little, but hopefully not. Maybe I can just get it out the way it is. Probably not. Probably not going to get that lucky. Alright. I'm going to drill a couple holes in there. Forgetting you guys can. What the heck I'm up to? Let's take a look at that. I can see what I'm doing. So these are just temporary bars I'm putting in place to hold her while I make the shelves and everything else. Alright. Straight edge. I'm hoping it should be tight. Oh, freaking beautiful. So I'm kind of clamping this together. That'll hold the shelf in while I'm drilling all the pilot holes. Because I definitely want pilot holes. Of course, now I'm thinking, if I'm going to do pilot holes, should I just go ahead and countersink the damn things and stick it in anyway? No, because I'd have to glue it up. And in case I really run into a problem and I have to pull it all apart and go, oh crap, and start over, I can take all the screws out and go from there. So screwing and gluing will be the last thing I do. Using 1 5/8. These are just exterior screws. I'm not doing stainless. No reason to do stainless. This thing will outlive me anyway. Okay, so remember how I said that I did temporary stuff? You know, didn't glue it in because I'm bound to screw up somewhere. It's already happened. Basically, right here, I had this measured, but I didn't. I forgot. I never really checked for levelness. So when I made the board and checked the level, it was like really off. I was like, what the heck? And so redid the leveling and turned out that, yeah, I was a good 1/4 inch off there. So that's good. I was able to just screw it in temporarily, pull the screws out, redo it. So yeah, I anticipate on a constant basis that I'm going to screw up somewhere and going to have to fix it. So otherwise, I got the 2 shelves in. They're good and level. So I'm pretty happy with that right now. Been working on the pantry. I started putting in extra pieces to hold it, make sure it's all measured. It's 20 inches all the way up and down. Started gluing and screwing and countersinking, so I'm doing all that. I got all the shelves in. I've got to work on this shelf still. Down here at the bottom, I got this figured out so that this still comes up. Give me a better view here. Here, you stay here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so better view. This panel needs to come up. So I made sure to leave room underneath here. Hey, look over here. Well, yeah, God, you're so distracted. It's like, look, watch over here. Not okay. Okay. That. How's that? Okay. Is that better? No, you probably can see it the first time. Okay, so like I said, this can slide down in here, at least without the extension cords and everything, but you can see I've left clearance under here so that it can slide in and out. So I I can get to this particular panel. Just like that. Maybe probably because I couldn't see exactly. Here, so drops down. Okay. I'm probably going to cut a little more off here, so I'm not having to pull it so much off. And then this will be the bottom. That will come up. So when I take this board here, and here, drop it down, and it'll drop down to about there. So, and then I'll probably put a hole or two, and basically so I can lift this up, pull it out, and get to the water tank if I need to get there, because I'm sure I'm going to have to get to it because you have to clean your water tank every so often. Okay, I have a drill, and I'm ready to screw something. Okay, so I'm just doing some more L brackets here and here. Even though this is my main board right here that's pretty held up with glue and brackets, and so it never hurts to overdo it a little bit. You know, things move around and see. So, but the nice thing is that the reason I built this pantry and the reason we did it here to some degree, one, they already kind of had one here, a little small one, not that big. And since this is pretty much right over the keel, I mean it's right center, so it's not going to get a lot of pressure backwards and forwards. It's going to get a little left and right, not too much with it. So I just want to make sure she's good and well secured without dropping on anybody. Alright, so like I said, I'll just put a few more of these L brackets up in here. Call it a night after this and let that give the glue time to dry overnight. Although I could sure keep going, but the big problem with that is I still have a freaking job I gotta go to in the morning. I love it. Okay. One more to do. And I'm getting tired. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to shut you down here for a little bit. And so I can talk to myself in private. You guys can't hear it. The Admiral and I had a little discussion. I showed her the pictures I took of the pantry, and there was a little miscommunication on our part in that she was talking about, remember earlier I probably said we were talking about a movable shelf, which I thought that was a bad idea, but actually what she said was removable, which makes more sense at this point, and so I can comment on that. Basically what she's talking about is I got a lot of space here that I can put in another shelf. The problem is, in order for me to get down and access the water tank, I need to be able to remove that shelf. So I've come up with a way that I'm going to put some sides in here, put the shelf in, it'll drop down, and it'll stay put, and then that other shelf will go down the bottom here. So we'll be working on that today to get that finished up. Camera people or audience are getting on my nerves. I have to turn this camera on and start recording every time. Okay, kidding. So I've cut these little blocks up and drilled some holes. Basically what I'm doing is putting a system of blocks in place here, and then in the, you're in the way again, stay out of the way. I'm going to be putting this like this, and then another piece here, and another piece here, and this will be open so it will fit like, I hate to say it, Lincoln Logs! Yeah! Everyone that played with Lincoln Logs, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, baby. That's how we learned to do construction. Lincoln Logs. Even made my kids do it, but you know what? They were girls. They really didn't get into the whole Lincoln Logs thing. I don't understand. It's cool. How can they not get into that? Look. God, these guys are moving the wrong way. Or actually, not this way. So, essentially what I got is port starboard. Right. Hold on again. Hold it still. Okay, if I can get it in there. It's hard to do with one hand. So that will then sit down just like that. So you can see how that's fitting down and sitting there. So it won't move back and forth like you put the other one. And then the other one's over on the other side over here. That works. So, alright. Let me get that. Everybody follow along here. Alright. Magic moment. I did label this port starboard, so I know which way to go in. Ready? Holy crap. It works! It bloody works! Now, you know, it's going to move a little bit like that. It's no big deal because I need that extra to kind of make it easier to get it out. So if I could try and crank it up. God, it's like a 16th of an inch. Really, I don't think it's because it's center on the keel. I don't think I'm going to get much movement out of here. Plus, I got to put in one of the piece, this piece here, the ledge that'll kind of keep it too many places there. There. So that'll keep whatever the heck you put in there from going too far. Same thing I'm doing here, here, and here. So when you put something in here, this is going to take most of the strain, not the door. As the door is just a door, and you put too much stuff against it, it's going to blow the box. Anything else out that you're trying to hold it, but you're really locking hard. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put on this part, the little ledge here, glued it, screwed it down. Let's see if it still works. Oh yeah, works like it. Up, down. Ain't coming out. So I've done a couple down there, working on the ones up here, thought I'd bring you up to speed, just because I know how exciting it is to do this. I'm just gluing and screwing. So the next thing I gotta do is put the other pieces here, down here, and all the way down. That'll finish up the front side, and then I'll work on making the captain faces. Too hard. So one of the things I have to work out with this removable shelf in here is I put the face on and I was like, oh crap, I can't do that. Otherwise, that ain't coming out. So I have to make it so I have a gap in here. So if it flips out, it comes out like so. Isn't that easy? Down. Now put a small piece here. Anyway, so I'm going to finish it up with a painted piece in here. So that'll finish it up. And the door, I'll have to have the door come pretty close to that edge. Hinge will be on this side, and the door will be on this side. So I'll have to come pretty close to there so it hides the gap that's going to be right here. Otherwise, that should work. So putting the rest together here and put these in. So that'll still give me the gap that I need. Do a test piece of wood. Make sure I got the router depth set right. Piece of plywood here. Last time I used it for just rounding something. But with this, I'm putting a slight bead on it. You can adjust it. You basically turn this knob, and you can see that the head goes up and down. So, put a big old bead on it just for that. One thing I want to check, make sure the ball bearing is moving straight, good and easy. I'm going to spray a little, it's got a little ball bearing down here. I'm going to make sure that's moving freely, not burning anything, so I'm going to shoot a little bit of silicone spray, or you can do WD-40 as well. Make sure it's moving smoothly and not binding at all. Recording? All right. So I went out and got some hinges at West Marine, which are the take-apart hinge. Comes apart like that. Comes up, so it takes it up. Pretty thick babies. I mean, they're not exactly small. So same kind of hinges they use on the engine bay door there. So what I want to do is put it down here. I want to countersink them as much as I can into the doors and stuff, so that the barrel kind of sticks out quite a bit. You can see that, you know, it's like that. So I'm going to change the router bit on here to a plunge bit. I'm going to carve out enough to seat that in so it gives as much little space as possible. And make sure that the door still opens and everything. So right now I'm in the process of changing the router bit. I think most times you actually want a jig to follow along, but since I'm just cutting this for a hinge, I didn't think it was that big a deal. So that sits pretty flush there, like that. So that does that. Let's try it the other way. Yeah. Of course, now I got a problem. I can't go down that far, so I need to reverse the clamp here. I guess I have to do each piece separately. It's got the right depth, so really that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, of course, that was like really ugly. But I'm not really looking to keep it clean and neat. I'll do that actually when I get to the actual finish. Alright. I've got this like that. Alright, okay. So you can see I got the hinge is flush on both sides, right? Okay. So that's what I was afraid of. I thought I probably won't be able to disconnect them if I flush them. I mean, they'll still open and all. Not quite what I want, but you know, it'll work. There you go. She noticed. Crap! Did I mention she say something about the sawdust? See, I was right. Oh, yeah, I gotta coat the floor with something. What's your pantry? Need to make sure that I get this right so that the pin's always pointing up, putting it on top of it. You don't want to go this way. That looks good. Remember that? I got the hinges on, and basically countersunk, so they're only sticking out as much as they only have to, which is still more than I probably wanted, but you know, the other option isn't going to work anyway. So, and it does in fact lift off. So it does lift off, so I can get to pull out the cabinets and get to the water tank. And then it does put right back on. Yeah, puts right back on easy. All right, so I'm going ahead and going around and putting the hinges on the rest of them and get them all on. I was kind of surprised, these spring hinges, I didn't expect them to really hold it, hold this door up, but it actually has some spring to it. It's doing it on its own. So the first thing I'll do is I put the hinge down, I measure it, a circle, make little circles on it, and say, okay, drill some pilot holes. Always, I'm always drilling pilot holes. One, it makes it easier going in, and it's not a chance of splitting the wood. You don't want to do it. You know, these bloody doors have a crack and have to start over. Go, oh, let's pick up more wood, route it, no, thank you. Okay. Of course, the real trick with I have found with trying to mount these is also the spring. The spring. So I've got those on, but if you look here, you look down the length of the board. I'm going to let you we'll sight down the board together. There, I'm sighting right back in. You'll notice that the springs are actually pushed in already. They're not quite level out. You really have to push them up. So that makes it kind of fun. When I put it on the surface to try and drill the holes, I've got to really push this down to get it to where they're flat so I can punch the holes. As you will see here in just one moment. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't pick you up so fast. Of course, all you other people that are going, hey, yeah, anybody knows that, or does, anybody knows that, Hinges knows that. I don't, I'm just letting you know. Alright, so I'm kind of evening it up here a little bit. Okay, now this one I almost did backwards because I was going to go that way. It's actually going to open that way, so I'm doing it that way. But good thing I'm actually thinking about it before I do it, so, okay. Check, level here. Close. Okay, that's supposedly level. Okay, I'm gonna eyeball it. It doesn't put well order crap. So I'm just gonna eyeball it right now. I think that'll be good enough. Alright, so put that up here. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna actually you see how they flatten out now? So I've got to keep pressure on it to keep it flat. What I'm trying to do is I'm putting in extra spacers here. I'm gluing in some extra wood. You can see down there as well, and over here as well, so that these latches, like this is a 10-pound latch, the others will be like 5-pound latches. Sorry, you can't see it. There, can you see it now? They'll mount right here, and that'll take 10 pounds to open it, so that'll latch pretty hard. And then I'll have a 5-pound latch here. Got the latches working. I'm pretty impressed with it. It actually works pretty well. Pricey latches, 19, 20 bucks. What oak stuff is it? So here's the part of the latch here. There's the other part of the latch. Like I said, I added wood here to give it something to really hold on to. I let it glue and set, and it really snaps in there. See? Coming out. Yeah, that's the 10-pound latch. So, but you can tell it just goes in and it holds her tight. So I think I'm good on that, and I'll add the other latches to the rest of them. So, sweet.
Okay, now you look at me. Yeah, play the camera. You're talking to the camera.
Okay, so now that Eric has showed you how he built it, we're going to show you what it looks like finished. So each of these cabinets have a nice strong latch that takes a little bit to pull it open. And we can put tall containers in this one. This one comes down. We can put quite a bit of storage in there as well. Another regular storage container. And this one is a little different. One, it opens to the side, but two, if you look in here, it's kind of like a puzzle. And it's because access at the bottom is for our water tank. Let me take all this out real quick. You want a drink?
Oh yeah, here, I'll take one of those things. Thanks. Woohoo! Whoa, what are those things?
Those are like liners.
Like liners? That's not actually liners.
They're pieces of flooring.
Ah, tongue and groove pieces of flooring.
Yeah.
So that makes it easy to take them off and clean whenever you need to take them off, huh?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. That was Eric's idea, by the way.
Like,
That's why he says it's a good idea.
I'm saying it's not a good idea.
Okay, so on this one, once you take the flooring out, you can see the little hole in the middle. Lift up.
Just tilt it. Take it a little bit.
And that's the access for water. Of course, it's easier to get to when there's less things in the pantry, but we don't have to get to it very often. So and anyone who spends any time on a sailboat knows that you often have to move.
Yeah. We'll leave that there.
Have to move a couple things to get to the thing you want.
All right. Anything else?
I love the pantry.
Okay.
Oh, and don't forget, if you like this
You mean the thing you
video,
forgot? Yeah.
if you like this video, be sure to click below to subscribe and like. It really makes a difference for us. Thank